Welcome to this episode of the EDJ WHITETAILS, March 2nd. We could call this TSI, I guess. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome to the EDJ WHITETAILS. Before we roll this video out, I want to let you know there's two wrap-ups before the actual wrap-up. So stick with us here until I say it's the final wrap-up. But we've got a great show today on what we find. Alright, welcome back. Doing a little shed hunting today down at the land, and just to kind of break up the walking around, I brought the chainsaw with me. I always have the chainsaw with me on the Ranger, let's be honest, if I'm being honest with myself. But just to break up a little bit of the walking, I just got done walking the entire East Thicket, and surprisingly, it come up fruitless here. I'm thinking sooner or later here, I'm only at one shed thus far, as you might have seen on our YouTube short video from last Sunday. Pretty nice little half, but with the amount of walking I've done this week, I haven't really filmed much because we're on a little bit of reduced hours right now at work, so I've been able to get out every day after work. I would have thought I'd come up with more. I've been really grid searching, and not just so much following trails and bedding areas, just really getting in one area, picking out 10 acres and grid searching it since I've had the time. So anyway, just to break up the monotony today, this oak tree that I think if we look back last summer that I did a bunch of trimming around on the ground for the acorns to fall in, and I was calling it natural food plots, which is exactly what it is. I came in here today, and this tree has oak limbs that come all the way to the ground. And as you can see, I got started on it so far, and then I thought I'd take a minute here and film. And what I'm doing is I'm just limbing off the bottom. Now, the reason I'm doing it this time of year, and the reason I didn't do it last late summer when I was in here mowing around it, is this is the time of year to trim an oak tree if you've got one. February probably would have been even more ideal, but we've still got the cold weather. The tree's still in, I'm not a tree expert, but somewhat kind of winter dormancy. I don't know anything technical about that, so don't quote me on that. But going through today, and just real quickly, what you saw there really wasn't even much work, and then I'm just kind of piling it up over here for now. I can always get rid of it at a later time, but for now it'll become a little rabbit hutch, and gonna keep trimming away here, and I'll show you the finished product and what we've got. But this is a before, and as you can see, there's really no undergrowth underneath of it because of how bad those came to the ground. And we'll give you an after, and we'll finish this up. So stay tuned here. All right, so there's the aftermath. Got a little sweaty. Got the AFCO hoodie and the Nomad base layers on, and woof. It's really not all that warm today. I think the high was supposed to get to 40, but so we're going to show you the aftermath here. Now, as you can see, that looks way different than what we had before, and I left some of the smaller sticks and all the leaves and stuff under here, and I'll come in as we get more into spring and I'll mow that up, and it'll be a mulch. A guy could even come in here and spread some clover seed all around this now that there will be some sunlight. Really not even disc it up or anything, just mow it as it's naturally barren anyway from being so blocked from the sun. Come in here, throw a little seed down, and have one heck of an acorn and clover plot. Just a small little spot back here, just a little hidey hole spot. Not really an area. I mean, I've got to stand about 100 yards down from this, but it's more of just an extra food source to attract them to the property, not so much anything to hunt over. So also, as I common times do, especially when I'm trimming a tree up, I went ahead and there was a barren spot anyway, so I made a mock scrape, got the limb above it, and as you can see throughout, I picked and choosed, and I left some good low-hanging branches around this oak tree. So when they're in here feeding, in October, it'll also be a good spot for them to scrape. And we're on the back side of the east thicket as they head out into our main food plots and then the destination feed fields off to the north. So good little project completed. Only took me about 20 minutes with my little electric chainsaw. So and it's just that much more of an improvement to the habitat and the property in general. So short video for you today. If I do find a shed later on, I'll just tack it on to the end of this video. But until next time, for the Edge Whitetails, I'm Eric Johnston. Get these little projects done now. And until next time, get outdoors. But wait, there's more. So I've been shed hunting a long time after you guys saw me cutting around that oak tree there. But the more miles you put on, the better chance you got. I'm gonna flip the camera around. I haven't even walked up to it yet. It looks like a good little half here, so walk with me here. See if you can spot it before me. I'm back in the hinge cuts that we cut last March, and they really utilized this as a bedding area. Very, very pleased with what I see in here, and what we're going to walk up to here is part of the reward and shows you that they're using it back here. So go. Really nice half right there. 8-pointer that I know we've got pictures of. If I do some looking, because he comes out real thin, I know we've had him on the feeder. So really nice half. I was starting to wonder if I just couldn't see him. Honestly, it's been a tough go for me on shed hunting. I put a lot of miles on through this last week, and we had a real warm spell when they started dropping. We had a week there where it warmed up really good, and when that happens, the deer down here tend to start to wander and cover some distance, and that really hurts when it comes to shed hunting. Typically I would like it really cold when they go to drop and they're real concentrated in one area, but hey, I'm liking it. That's number 2 on the year, a good one. Still even a little bit of blood there. He hasn't been down very long at all, so you can see just a little bit of tarnish there. So it's been a little bit, but not. And I'm gonna keep searching in here. You never know, sometimes they might drop the second one right nearby. So if I get that, I will bring it to you. But we'll do another sign off here. For the Edge Whitetails, I'm Eric Johnston. Nice little half. Until next time, get outdoors. All right, this is going to be a day that I won't soon forget, because I believe, I have not picked it up yet, but I believe I found half of split G2. This is really cool. Follow along with me. Without a doubt, we have half of split G2. There he is. Can't believe it. I was not certain where he would have dropped, but because I have a photo of him all the way on the very west end of the property with only one side, and I thought for sure, which he may have, this is the right side, so this would have been the last side I saw on him. So he may have still dropped that left side all the way on the other side of the farm, but this is back in the hinge cuts, laying right back here, not 30 yards from where I found the 8-pointer. Oh, this is awesome. I can't believe it. You know, you search for these deer, and you just never know if you're gonna, you know, I went last year without finding his antlers, and you just never know you're going to come across them or not. And especially like I just got done saying, we had that warm spell and it kind of spread them out. So I don't know if I'll find the other half of him, but boy, I'm sure going to try. And one thing that's really interesting about split G2 here, if you want to look, I'll flip the camera. That is not a very big base, folks, which now actually getting to look at this, he's not a very old deer at all. We got ourselves quite a deer in the making here, and I am beyond pleased. I am very happy. This video went from doing some tree trimming to one heck of a good shed hunt as I got into these hinge cuts. I'll pan real quick. You can see I'm right in amongst the hinge cuts, and it got super thick back here. This is apparently where the bucks were bedding, even though it had warmed up there. And instead of right there stacked up on the east thicket going out into that food plot, they were back here a little further towards the river, and pretty good score here. I'm gonna keep walking. Apparently I found where they had wanted to drop their antlers. I'm glad I even saw it, because it was tucked down that way. Oh, that is awesome. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the moment, and we've got half a split G2. Until next time, maybe we won't finish this up yet. You guys are gonna be on pins and needles wondering if I'm gonna finish it up. I'm not gonna finish it up yet, so stay tuned. So there is the haul for the afternoon. I'll have to check Onyx on how much mileage I got on, but I know last time I checked it was 3.5 miles, and that's a lot of zigzagging, folks, a lot of grid searching. Came up with the one side split G2. We'll keep the search on. Like I said before, it might be hard to find that other side because he went on a walkabout right when he lost that. So one of these days we'll put the tape to it and see what that side measures, and regardless of what that measures, he's the buck I'm after. It's a lot of fun just picking one out and chasing one. Another nice little side of an 8, and we will actually wrap this video up now for Sunday, March 2nd for the EDJ Whitetails. We finally found split G2. I'm Eric Johnston. Until next time, get outdoors.